a lot of customers out there, in fact most of them, have bad experiences with organizations trying to deliver them a service, right? And that's probably not a surprise to anybody who's a consumer themselves. What is telling though, and this is Ernst & Young stuff, is that if you look at who customers trust, it's actually not the vendor anymore, right? By and large, people look for their friends, the people they're linked into, the people that are in their family, their colleagues, for advice on products, even on high involvement products like banking products, for example. They won't take the bank for an answer, right? And they go out and they go on Twitter and they go on Facebook and whatever to get that information in 44% of the cases. In many cases, if they don't get what they want, they will dump that brand, right? In 90% of the cases, they will be happily to dump a brand following a bad experience. And worse, when they do so, I mean, this has happened in the past, but what has not happened in the past is that every consumer essentially had a, publication, not a newspaper like you, but a Twitter account with maybe 500 people on it, a LinkedIn page with, another couple hundred people on it, and, with 5 seconds of invested time, they can start complaining about what kind of service they've experienced, and this message, boom, goes out to the people that attract them, right? And 27% of people will actually post stuff if they have had a bad experience. Now, the problem there is not only that they share it, and as an organization, if you do this a couple of thousand times, that's a big effect, right? In many cases, they get their complaints that they put out there on the social networks completely ignored. In 80% of the cases, they get it completely ignored. Despite the fact that 81% of them actually expect a same-day answer. So people are getting trained, and this is a global score. It may vary between countries, and maybe 70% or 60% here. But the bottom line is, people expect to be serviced the same day. What people say is the half time of Facebook is a day. The half time of Twitter is measured in hours, right? The 81% of expectation is something you have to deliver against as an organization. All right. So what does make it so hard, right? Why is it so hard to deliver against these expectations? Well, because customers basically decide how they interact with an organization, right? I mean, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, you had the concept that an organization would say, we really want to move our customers to a low-cost channel, right? We're going to introduce call center IVR, the numbers, because we don't want to have them talk to an individual. Or we are going to create a website and we're going to push people to the website to help themselves. Well, the concept of telling your customers how they interact with your organization is kind of gone, because customers will pick their own way. And in some cases that may be one channel, but in many cases that is actually not just one channel. Even as per a transaction, it's actually a myriad of channels. So what you see here is, the web, the call center, a store, a catalog, mobile, email, social, and just an example transaction may involve all of these channels, right, over time. So somebody may, be in a store and look at stuff, may then go on their mobile and see whether the stuff that they're seeing in the store is the right price or whatever. They may go to a comparison site whilst they're in the store. They may decide to leave the store and then go online on Facebook or maybe even on the phone right there and ask for a recommendation. They want to buy a camera or whatever. They then may go back to another resale store or the same one and kind of feel, test, put the thing on whenever it's closed. They then may read some more reviews. They may then decide to purchase online and may decide to get it delivered to their home or something like that, or delivered to a local store. They may be doing some twittering around the process. They may go later and ask for some help, if it's a technical product, maybe online for some help, and maybe order some more accessories afterwards. Now the issue with this is, actually this. Whilst from a customer perspective, you would expect your organization that you're dealing with to be able to follow you across all of this. And if you've told them something about yourself, about what you're after, what product you want to buy, what service you're after, you expect that organization to deliver a message to you that's consistent across all these channels. But what happens is, and this is really the new normal, right? What happens is, if you look at an organization, any organization today, and you sort of peel away the layers of the onion that is the organization, and you look at things like technology, maybe on the lowest level technology, you look at the processes, you look at the people, the products, etc., you will notice that organizations typically over time have introduced all these channels, right? And by introducing all these various channels, they've created, in fact, silos. And these, in many cases, are not connected. So what the customers experience as they go through that multi-channel or cross-channel experience, what they're experiencing is that the organization doesn't actually have a ability to follow them across the channels. And they start to look like this, right? They start to look like, hey, I just bought some stuff on your web. I just discovered I ordered the wrong thing. I call the call center, and the call center says, oh, well, sorry, I can't see whatever you ordered on the web. We're a different department. How many of us have had that experience, right? Everybody, right? Or, you have ordered some stuff online, you get the thing, and, 2 days later you get an email, or worse, you get a call at night trying to sell you the same product, or a product that competes with that product from the same vendor, right? Like, dude, I just bought this product. Why are you bothering me with a credit card, announcement in my door that's telling me to buy the same product I already have? Or worse still, trying to sell me another product. Stuff that we take for granted as a consumer because you don't actually appreciate, and nor should you want to, the complexity that an organization, a large organization, has to deal with trying to make it all work together, right? So all of these examples, I'm not going to go through all of them, are basically frustrations of customers dealing with the complexity of many organizations. And the larger an organization gets, the older it gets, the more of this you have, right? And this is really what we talk about with customer experience, because, one, you can maybe survive as an organization. 2 of these, 3 of these are going to kill that relationship, and the customer is going to look elsewhere, right? A lot of us are actually not money poor, we are time poor, right? A lot of this means repeating stuff, following up yourself rather than getting stuff easy. A lot of organizations are not making it easy to do business with them. Those that do make it very easy and make it seamless, they're getting the dollars, right? I mean, look at Apple, for example. Apple experience, but if you go online at Apple, you only leave your details once, and then you buy as much as you want, and you don't click anything more than a I want to buy it now button.